were remained in the Long March in the Ariane 5 launch vehicle. So that had a catastrophic failure for the first launch. So when you make changes, you have to be very careful that this affects the other sides of the complete design. So they made very careful improvement. I think it's very important to increase the efficiency of the launching campaign. She said from 37 to 30 days. That means a lot of manpower saved, and lots of travels, and a lot of logistics, and lots of technical support has been saved. So I think that is a great improvement to the launch vehicle and the whole system for a more efficient launching campaign.
Actually, Professor Yang, there's something I wanted to ask you earlier when we were talking about the IAC. So the theme this year was responsible space activities for sustainable development, right? So how does China's rocket and the Tiangong space station, how does that all fit into this?
Well, you know that during this IAC, we also have many events related to the China's manned space activities and lunar explorations. To have a sustainable future, you know that the leaders of China Aerospace, including Mr. Li Guoping and also Mr. Lin Xiqiang, although is online. Okay, T minus 15 minutes and counting. So this is also another milestone for the launch. So the commander on the launch site system are ensuring every subsystem goes okay. Go for launch.
15 minutes to go to the Shenzhou-19 launches.
Okay, so everything needs to be checked. Okay. So just during the IAC, that the leaders from China Aerospace expressed that China always recognize that sustainability is a very important consideration of all space activities, including, you know, that the debris reduction. You know that for all China's launch vehicles, including this one, and also other launch vehicles, after we come into orbit and send our payload into orbit, we will release the remaining propellants into outer space, and also discharge the battery to reduce it to the greatest extent the possibility of explosion. So this is a very reasonable measure to ensure that we reduce the
passivation.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, you know that to keep the sustainability, you know that we also have already begun to coordinate with other countries, although it may be a little bit earlier, but the possible collision is this lunar space. You know that there are more, as Yan Song had mentioned. Today, the moon becomes another hot point of the space activities of human beings. So there are more landers, orbiters to the moon. Just during IAC, I met some private companies, including the Intuitive Machines from the United States. They provide the lunar landers commercially, and you know, and also other. I can see in the exhibition area, I can see a lot of moon landers, either those from the universities or from the private firms or from the national teams. So today is the right moment for us to coordinate our human space activities in the cislunar space, either in orbit or on the lunar surface. So, because you know that we've already found water on the lunar surface, and also potentially in the future we can utilize the helium-3 to solve the energy problem of human beings. So, it is very hopeful today we have the more and more chance to adopt the commercial style, a commercial manner in our space activities to provide all kinds of services to deliver goods to the lunar surface, or provide the communications or other services. So today, the lunar exploration is not only the business of national teams, but also more and more private firms engaged.
And Mr. Xi, how important do you think that is to have the private sector get engaged in this? I mean, what's the advantages that commercial space exploration has?
Commercial sectors can provide two aspects. One is financial support to the space program. Another is technical validations to the existing technologies, or maybe new technologies, demonstrations. But they also have a risk because Professor Yang mentioned about the space debris issue. We have roughly 100,000 objects orbiting the Earth orbit with diameter more than 1 centimeter.
100,000?
100,000 is already in orbit.
And also, sounds like a lot.
We have also increasing number of commercial companies that is launching satellites to orbit with mega constellations. All three astronauts you can see on board, they have also the risk of colliding with space debris.
Yeah.
So one of the launching campaign has to do is to calculate the orbit, because they have modelized all the space debris, and they have to calculate very carefully the opening of the space debris so that the astronauts can travel to the station safely. And one of the prominent payload on board this mission, Shenzhou-19, is to install a space debris protection shield on board the station. This is going to involve EVA activities. And later on, we're going to see that installation. So that shield can protect in a degree of the bullet speed space debris hitting the station, damaging the station, leaking the station.
So the transfer of power supply also accomplished.
The rocket is
20
on its own.
seconds.
Maybe the astronaut will salute.
Yeah, normally.
I feel the tension. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Salute. The report of the really top 5. And the tower is cleared now.
I counted as well after the ignition, about 2 seconds, yes.
So
that's it.
we've
That's a
already
long March
have
carrier
a
rocket.
successful liftoff. After about 2 minutes, we will have what Yansu mentioned, the first separation.
Right,
The
we'll be
jettisoning
watching
of
that
the
in a minute.
emergency escape tower.
This you see is a strapped-on booster.
Yeah, exactly. So this
The
is the
camera from
camera
the outside.
mounted on the core stage.
Yeah.
We can see 2 of the 4 strap-on boosters, 2 of the 4 side boosters. So as I mentioned, each have 1 engine.
Looking
I
down.
think we're hearing,
Yeah.
really,
Looking backwards.
It's a nominal tracking.
so the very station.
Now we can see that on the right of the screen is the camera mounted inside the reentry capsule, and on the left is what the camera, as Yansong the camera mounted on the core stage, looking backwards.
So at this point, they're not feeling so bad. It's when the boosters come
We
off.
have
you're saying
G-forces
that's
and
when-
vibration, not very
They're
comfortable.
accelerating. Yes.
And it became more and more worse because with more and more acceleration, with less and less propellants.
So it will get progressively worse. Right now is not the worst part.
There's a max Q. There's maximum time. you know.
Right.
You're in the transonic procedure.
So any minute now, I think we'll see the propellants come
The
off,
speed
right,
is
the
not
boosters.
still.
It is very interesting that maybe at this, maybe next ceremonies in Beijing, maybe on the top of this building, you can see the trajectory because it's very bright. And
We
it's
should
close to
get
Beijing.
outside.
You can see the trajectory of the second stage.
Now you can pay attention to the escape tower. It's going to be ejected anytime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At about 2
It's gonna be
minutes.
a small fire on top of the rocket.
Right, looking at the very point of the rocket. Oh, there
okay.
it is.
They do prepare for this mission, and well, this mission or the flight mission of the Shenzhou-19 crew takes a fast rendezvous and docking mode, just like the previous 7 mission from the Shenzhou-12 and 3 years ago to the Shenzhou-18 just 6 months ago. They all took the fast rendezvous docking mode. It took about 6.5 hours to get for the spacecraft to get to the Tiangong space station. So now at the current time, we saw on the big screen is the status of the Shenzhou-19 crew. But in the moment later, we are going to see the Shenzhou-18 crew. They're waiting in the Chinese space station and waiting for the coming of the newcomers to the station. And during the recent days, they have made a very full preparation to welcome the newcomers. And we're going to see the meet and fantastic meet, space meet of the 2 Shenzhou crews in China's Tiangong space station. Although this is a routine launch mission.
This is a 3D animation. So you can see, although it is a 3D animation, but it is real data driven. So the status, including the status of the panel,